This week on Socratic Cinema. It just, I don't know, do it less clunky. And
You need a highbrow action film, right? When they have the scene about the buffalo and they're all skinned, my friends were like cracking up laughing because they're like, oh my God, he 1v1 50 buffalo.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. It's a species. It's not just one.
Kasey, I'm not shocked that there are two predators.
I'm sorry.
I'm shocked that I understand that it's a species.
I apologize.
Psst, psst, guys.
Yeah.
Guys,
What?
Come here. All right,
Okay.
I figured out the movie we're going to talk about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do like a big feel good summer blockbuster. All right, you guys.
Okay. Like Bullet Train.
No. I was thinking more like
like
more
Super Pets.
No, more about like a creature.
Creature.
Like a little creature guy.
So Elvis.
Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
That's good. I love no.
Mm-hmm.
Think more action, more
DC's Batgirl. Wait, no, that one got
you
canceled.
actually got.
Yeah, sorry.
No. More.
And
Think.
Not Elvis.
Yeah,
not Elvis. No, he's a creature. But no. Think more like it didn't go to theaters and just kind of got dumped unceremoniously on Hulu.
Dumped unceremoniously.
I'm really saying on Hulu.
Yeah.
The new season of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, good.
That's
Oh wait, no, that's not a movie. Wait,
no, it's a movie.
That's my bad, actually.
It's a movie show. Do you guys just want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's Prey.
Hey.
All right.
Nice.
I know.
Or
It's a
should
good
I
one,
say
right?
Prey?
Prey.
All right, that was the worst joke I've ever actually
I
made.
don't
It's
think.
awful.
Prey, as I like to say, and my coworkers hate that I've tried to make this joke many times, is the second movie in the Eat, Pray, Love trilogy, and is also the latest installment in the Predator franchise. And that is the movie that we will be talking about today on Socratic Cinema. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is James DeLisio.
And I'm Kasey Clark.
Oh, and I'm Charlie Heatherly.
And you guys are here for the Preycast, for the first ever Socratic
Preycast.
Cinema Preycast.
It sounds problematic a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't call the episode the Preycast.
The Preycast? I know. I think we should all like pray.
That kind of pray. Oh, okay.
James has his own agenda for everything.
It's a rosary.
Finally.
It's a rosary cast.
Yes, rosary cast.
No, but today we're talking about a 2022 Hulu original, straight to Hulu film, Prey. And you know what? I think it speaks for itself. This is a hot movie of the summer. I've heard a lot of people saying real good things about Prey, saying like this is such a fun action romp. This is a great thriller survival. This brings Predator back to its roots. I have a question. Have any of you guys seen a Predator movie?
Yes, I've seen 2.
And I feel like yes, but I can't remember it.
So I know for a fact that I've seen none of them except for Prey.
Okay.
So I'm giving you guys sort of, I like to call it like the natural perspective. Like if you showed a baby unscathed by the world, Prey, right? Untainted by context, this would be what it would have to say about it. So that's the perspective I'm coming with.
And I'm like the grizzled old man.
Yeah, sort of like
it all.
Like the John Locke blank slate, kind of thing. That's what I'm going for today. So let's start with our initial impressions. Charlie, you want to take it away?
Cool. Yeah, sure. So my Predator viewing experience. I've seen 2 Predator movies. I've seen the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I have seen the newest one that's not Prey, the one that was directed by Shane Black called The Predator, very confusingly named. That one was bad. I really like Shane Black, but wow, it was a very bad movie because there was like 30,000 predators in it and none of them felt scary. Yeah, no, very bad movie. Do not watch The Predator. Watch the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger because it has classic lines. It has great action. And it sort of follows like a very similar formula to the newest movie in that it's like this one person that's a part of a bigger group of like badass, warriors. In Arnold Schwarzenegger's case, it's like he's a part of this military marine like covert unit that gets lost in the jungle. But both him and the main character of Prey have to learn like, oh, okay, so the Predator sees in heat vision, so I need to cool my body temperature down. I need to do this and that. So it's not like Prey is like this super uber original action movie inside of the Predator franchise, but it's really fun because it detects a lot of it. So it feels like there's higher stakes because, suddenly instead of machine guns, everyone is carrying around, bows and arrows and like really cool tomahawks that you can pull back. I need that to be a video game weapon, by the way. Oh my God, I need a video game with the pull backable tomahawk. That's so cool. And by lowering the technology level, it feels more intense. It's a really incredible cast. I mean, and I'm so sorry that I know none of the actors' names, but the main woman in it is phenomenal. Same with her brother in the film, and it's a very remarkable story for the fact that it is like almost entirely a native cast. That's really awesome. So Prey, I think, to a Predator fan, lives up to everything that I need it to live up to. It's got really cool action. It's got the Predator doing Predator things. And it's got the right amount of goofiness that you would like. My favorite part of my friend's favorite part of the movie is that the Predator has like this stupid code of honor where he won't fight anything that is like injured, but simultaneously will also turn invisible and like get the jump on every single opponent and engage in not fair fights. So it's really funny to see this guy that's supposed to be honorable third party literally everybody. So like just a very, very very funny set of ethics to laugh at. But yeah, Prey gave me everything that I needed. It does exactly what it sets out to do. And for that, it probably gets like, I'd say an 8.5. I think it's very enjoyable. Watch it with friends.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. For the record, Amber Midthunder plays Naru. Phenomenal lead. And
Phenomenal
Dakota Beavers plays her brother, Tabe. Another incredible performance.
Amber and Dakota, incredible.
Let's give them the credit where credit's due.
Mm-hmm.
Say their names. Kasey, what is your take?
I really, really enjoyed this movie. As you guys know, like diversity and representation is huge for me personally as like a movie goer, a movie watcher, a movie connoisseur, if you will. And I just really, really enjoyed the cultural aspects of this movie as well as just the ultimate action. Like, Charlie and I, we appreciate action. James is kind of on the fence, but like I feel like we're getting him there. I'm definitely interested to see like his take on this movie since it is an action movie. And as Charlie was saying, like there's some parts that are a little cheesy. And just some like concepts, like exactly what Charlie was saying, that the Predator basically just jumps people. And it's like, but has this code of honor, but he's like, has the biggest Black Air Force energy ever. And it's insane. I loved how this movie was shot. I felt like it was very, very like beautifully shot. And the CGI, because obviously like you're dealing with more because in the setting you're dealing with more just like natural animals, and it's not like, oh yeah, these are people that were constantly like stabbing and like killing and scalping whatever or ripping the spines out of. This movie, if you're not comfortable, well, not comfortable, but if animal cruelty makes you incredibly uncomfortable, I wouldn't necessarily suggest this movie because it's literally like a consistent theme. But I also loved the kind of tie-ins of just looking at like colonialism and even the scene with like all of the buffalo and having Naru kind of like mourn the buffalo. And as the audience, you're like, if you have like the cultural or like the historical perspective, you're like, the Predator didn't do this, a different Predator did.
Mhm.
And I found that really, really interesting that she was kind of fighting two two kind of unwanted predators on her land. And I just found that really, really interesting. I really love the sibling dynamic and relationship between Naru and Tabe. Dakota Beavers and Amber, really, like, I felt like the chemistry, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they were great.
Dakota Beavers, if you are free any night, actually, I am also free any night. And
Same with
just,
you, Amber Mid Thunder. Just
yeah,
putting it out
same
there.
with you, Amber
Hey,
Mid
just in
Thunder.
case.
Yeah, just in case. But overall, I definitely concur with Charlie, and this movie is a 8.5 from me.
Ooh,
Very
classic
nice.
Kasey rating.
I love to see my friends enjoying movies. Nothing warms
Oh
my heart.
no.
Oh no!
What?
Oh,
Wait,
guys.
wait.
Oh, look at
Whoa,
this.
whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa,
love
whoa.
to see everyone else liking movies, but for me,
Hold on. Let me listen. All right. I think Prey has some incredible cinematography. As Kasey said, I think
oh
this is a
god.
gorgeous movie. I also want to praise editing. I think the editing is
Mm-mm.
wonderful. All the action is clear and easy to follow. I think, as I said, performances incredible. I think it says some interesting things with like, oh, all these predator prey relationships of like, oh, we hunt the animal, but the predator hunt us, and like, oh, maybe the real predator was the colonizers we found along the way, and like, okay, like that's interesting, yeah, like that's cool, all right, I like it, but I just, yeah, there's the big capital B but underline, um, I just, for whatever reason, I just wasn't really that like grabbed by the movie. I felt and I really, it pains me to say this because I wanted to love it so much. I got kind of bored. Um, I got a little, I don't know. I just, I felt like I got it in the first like half an hour. And I feel like it never really went anywhere beyond the original like concept, which is, like, I don't know. Maybe that's okay, but I just, for me, I felt sort of at times like the whole movie is just alternating scenes of Naru doing something in the woods and then the predator going and killing a little creature. Um, which at least the first half of the movie is literally just that. Which that the first half of the movie, I will say, I was not really feeling it. I was pretty bored. Um, Second half of the film, I think, is much better. I think it gets exponentially better once Naru and the predator are actually interacting with one another. Um, and I like seeing her, try and outsmart it and stuff. I thought the bear sequence leading into the whole predator chasing her thing was wonderful. That I think is the
Mhm.
best part of the movie. And another thing that also kind of, I don't know. I feel like some of the messaging was a little like beating you over the head with it. Like some of the lines were like, "You can't do that. You are a woman. You go
Go
cook
back to
and
the
clean."
village.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like I get it. You don't have to like it just, I don't know, do it less clunky. Um and
You need a
and
highbrow action film, right?
well, okay, are you going to do that to me? Are we going to do that?
Yeah,
Is
I'm gonna
that
do that to you.
I could
Okay.
have told you he was going to do
No,
that. To you.
listen,
no,
hold on.
keep going.
That's it. That's the end. 6
That's
out of
it?
10.
What?
6?
Out of-
Wow.
James, what are you doing?
I would have given it a 7 at least. But I understand. Like what you're saying. I am a little bit surprised because I know that you love a good like I don't know. I don't know what else to describe it, but like the Home Alone type action where it's like all of these booby traps and I'm finally outsmarting you and I get to see you not necessarily like because the statement of I get to see you die in front of me is mostly like a me thing. But James, I feel like you like a nice kind of clean resolution that has a little bit of like survivalist Boy Scout
Yeah, this movie has a
in
lot of
there.
elements that I love. Like it has a lot of aspects to it that I really like. I like that it's a survival movie because I love survival movies. And like I said, I think like the half of the movie where it is them trying to like outsmart each other is really good. And is like is good. Um and I think yeah, I do think the resolution is very clean, and I like how it ends a lot. But I don't know. I feel like I have seen it like done better in other places. I don't know. Like the survival parts of this movie to me felt like okay, well, The Revenant was better. And like
Ah, yes, Prey and The Revenant, two very similar films.
I just said the survival aspects of the movie, and
It's
then I was
already
gonna
starting.
make another comparison where I say like, and the outsmarting this creature thing. I feel like I've seen that done better in other places too. Like I don't know, A Quiet Place or something. That's sort of a that was I didn't have a lot of time to think that one through, but I feel like it's I'm confident putting that one out there. Um, so I don't know. I just like I wouldn't say Prey was bad. I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel pretty ambivalent towards it. It was like, okay, it's fine.
So I very much agree with you that the first half of this movie is slow. I had watched the first half of this movie with my dad, didn't finish it, and then watched the full movie through with a couple of friends. The first half is like not a lot of interesting stuff happens. Like even up to the lion scene, there's really nothing that's gripping my attention. But as soon as Naru goes out to hunt the predator, I think the movie is pretty consistently entertaining. Like one of the best scenes in the entire movie comes relatively early, and it's the bear scene. It's when the predator is fighting that bear, and it's the first time that Naru sees the predator, and the predator drains the blood of a grizzly bear above its head, throws it towards Naru, and then like stalks her as she like tries to swim down the river. That's awesome. That's
Oh yeah,
terrifying.
Insane.
that ruled. I guess I just like. Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think that's the best thing in the movie. But it is also like halfway. It is also like an hour in. Um, like it's significantly far into the movie. It takes a while to get going. In my opinion, I don't know. However, at the same time, I do appreciate that this movie showed like restraint with the predator, like not really showing it in full force until the very end. Like I think that's smart, and I think that is something that a lot of movies like A Quiet Place get wrong, where they blow the lid on their monster too quick, and it loses its intrigue. Like I think this movie it does a good job showing restraint with how much of the predator they show at a given time. Uh,
Mm.
so I think that's good, and that's worthy of praise. Um,
Sure. And
yeah,
you said another thing that I agree with, which is there's not really a huge arc for Naru in this movie. Like it's sort of just her learning to deal with the predator more and more using the exact same tools. In the original Predator movie, I think you'd like it more. Arnold Schwarzenegger's character starts with having these machine guns, and then I think in the film they like describe it as like starting to use like Native American tactics because one of the members on the team is Native American. And he dies fairly early, so Arnold Schwarzenegger has to take up all the lessons that he taught him. But like he has to then start using bows and arrows and tripwires, and he covers himself in mud to like lower his body temperature. Like he has to use the environment and the natural resources around him more, which is a stark departure from the start of the movie where you saw like actual real weapons do nothing against this thing. Like it's a battle of wits more than anything.
yeah, that
Where
sounds cool. Yeah,
yeah, like there is a progression to the tactics, where in this movie there's not necessarily a progression to anything. And it's more just like we're gonna keep trying to hurt the predator until we finally like kill it once and for all. And like sure, that final predator fight scene is awesome,
yeah.
but it's not substantially different than every other predator fight scene in the movie.
And I'm trying to think now, like, what does I mean, Naru does have an arc. Like, I'm not going to say that she doesn't have an arc. She learns, like I think, like patience or like her whole thing was like, oh, you never take the shot. So kind of the opposite of patience, I guess. Prudence would be the right word. Um, so she does learn, like in the final encounter, she does take the shot and all that. But I also feel like Naru's arc is sort of like she starts out knowing she's a competent hunter, and she ends knowing she's a competent hunter.
Yeah.
It's like everyone else changes, she doesn't change, which is I don't, I mean, we talk a lot about static characters and whatever, and it's fine, but yeah, Naru was like a good enough protagonist. I didn't feel like it was anything extraordinary, but she was, yeah, I enjoyed watching Naru in the movie. I think she was good. Um, yeah, and I especially liked her relationship with Tabe. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
And
I just feel like a lot of the set pieces were kind of samey.
yeah, there's only really
That's
one
fair.
set piece that I really like, and it's the French fighting it in the burned out forest.
Yeah, that was
That
cool.
Oh, that
sequence,
was cool.
oh my god, when he uses the shield to decapitate the guy when he's like holding him, that's insane. Like the net that slowly like acidizes whatever it's touching and then pulls it all together. Oh, it's like you get to see the badass weaponry in place.
Oh yeah, the like meat, like wood chipper meat grinder was amazing.
Yup, loved that. So, like, that's when you get to see all of the really cool Predator weaponry on, like, paper people. And again, it feels a lot like a video game. They should just I know they have a Predator video game, they should just make a better Predator video game, that lets me use all of this stuff because, oh my god, is it awesome. But that's, like, really the only sequence that grabbed me. I don't really know about you guys. It's that and the bear, I guess, and everything
Yeah,
else felt
yeah.
like a lesser version of those 2.
Yeah, I feel like that's apt. And it was a lot of stuff where it's just like, I don't know, more woods. Just like different zone of trees. Whereas I feel like a lot of my favorite like survival or action movies have a lot of very varying set pieces, and they're very diverse in their scenery. Um yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot I liked and a lot I just sort of felt kind of like meh. Um do you think here's a interesting question I've seen thrown around. I think this movie, and a lot of people share the same sentiment, would have been a lot better on the big screen. I think it's sort of weird that this is a Hulu movie.
Uh, I don't
Mm,
I don't think so. I feel like it's fine on TV. Like, it would have to compete against Bullet Train, which is a genuinely awesome and super fun movie, and you should absolutely go see it. No, you're not fun. People who are fun and like action and like enjoying their time on Earth should go watch Bullet Train. But it would have to compete against another action movie that is trying to do a very similar thing to it. And I think that Bullet Train is a better movie than Predator. Uh, or sorry, than Prey. So I get why they released it on Hulu. And I also like the fact that I can just set this up wherever I want with a group of friends and we can talk during it. Like, so much of the fun I had for this movie was commentating on how stupid the Predator was throughout all of it. Like, when they have the scene about the buffalo and they're all skinned, my friends were like cracking up laughing because they're like, oh my God, he 1v1 50 buffalo, all while invisible, skinned them all. And
But he
like the
didn't,
Predator.
right? That wasn't the Predator,
Well,
was it?
yeah, no, it was not. It was not the Predator, but they play it as it was the Predator, and then you find out that it is the French. But it's just really funny that they set up these rules that they do that sort of thing. So it's a great movie to commentate over
But I feel
and to make jokes about.
I see what you're saying, but I feel like that's a discredit to the movie. Like I feel like that's
No,
I don't know. To me saying this movie's good to make fun of sounds like it's not a like that's different from it being a good movie to me.
no, it's so good. It's not like we're making fun of it because the movie is bad. The movie itself is good. It's that the character of the Predator is goofy, as it should be. Like, the movie understands
I
this.
see.
It's
mm.
the same reason why Clue is such a great party movie. Like, the movie is goofy as all hell, and it fully embraces it, so it's so fun to laugh along with the goofiness. And it's so fun to laugh along with the Predator just wrecking people for no reason and having this inconsistent moral code. Like, the Predator is simply there to have cool action scenes, and the
Yeah.
movie basically understands that.
And the action was cool. I like seeing the violence just as much as anybody else. I'm not gonna pretend that there wasn't some great combat. There was one long take that really stuck out to me where Naru's fighting a bunch of like the trappers. That was done really, really well, and I thought that was very well choreographed. Um, before we go any further, and I get more demoralized by the fact that I'm unable to love these movies. Um, we have a patron question.
Yep.
Are you guys ready?
Oh,
There was
yep.
no fanfare, no excitement. These people, These people put their lives on the line to bring us these questions, and you guys are just silent. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, gotta pay
Oh,
extra for the fanfare.
sorry.
It's
Oh
never
my
fair.
gosh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know what? No,
If you
I,
give us money, I don't understand why you do it, but I greatly appreciate it. It's so kind of you. And
Jeez.
in my heart, there is a triumphant fanfare going on.
Without further ado, on that apologetic note, our patron question for the day comes from Heather and Michael Clark. No, it doesn't.
It's a lie.
Cut that. Our patron question for the day comes from Christopher Heatherly, who asks, favorite movie, and we're adding an addendum, or TV show, prominently featuring a Native American. Let's see. Charlie, what is
Yeah.
yours?
Super easy, Letterkenny. I have talked about Letterkenny. I have showed Kasey and James Letterkenny. If you haven't seen Letterkenny, what the hell are you doing? It is also on Hulu, funnily enough. And it is a sitcom, a Canadian sitcom about a group of rural Canadians who are just living life in the small town of Letterkenny. And in the show, there's like different groups of people. So there's like the Skids, the Hicks. There's all these different groups. And one of the groups is the Natives. It is a group of like super badass fighters that live on this reservation. Everyone's a fighter in this show. It's all about like who's the strongest person in this small town. And they all live on the res, as they call it. And hockey is a big theme inside of Letterkenny. And whenever the Letterkenny hockey players go to the res to play hockey against the Natives, it is like a terrifying experience because they're so good at hockey. Like the Native American players are so incredibly good at hockey that if you back out from going up against them in a match, they call it the native flu. And it's like this big joke that all of the Letterkenny hockey players like leave before the match starts because they got the native flu. But in the show, there's like incredibly strong native characters like Tanis. She's like the matriarch of the people on the reservation. And she's like in basically every season, there's like 10 or so. And she's awesome. She's so funny. She has this thing with Wayne, who's the main character. But go watch it. Go experience Letterkenny in all of its glory. And yeah, it's a really, really funny show. It's Shakespearean in its dialogue. And I highly, highly recommend it. And very great Native American representation.
Here, here.
Nice.
Can confirm, saw an episode of Letterkenny. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Kasey, I think if you say what I think you're going to say, I'm very excited for this one.
Tell everybody I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I would choose Brother Bear. As long as you are like, oh yes, the visual representation's great. Voice acting, not so much. But you know what? It's, we're working on it. We're better slightly now. But I really, really loved Brother Bear as a kid. And it's a movie that I think I haven't watched it super recently, but it's a movie that I think holds up. I feel like it was just like a very kind of well-rounded movie centered around like Native people. And it wasn't, I don't know, like you get kind of like the cultural movies where it's centered around a cultural group, but it's based mostly on like stereotypes and like all this stuff, And I feel like Brother Bear was just a very nice movie to watch, which you didn't necessarily have to worry about all of that stuff. Like, I mean, I can't necessarily speak on how the representation in Brother Bear affected the Native community. But I just, growing up, it was just a very positive movie with Native representation. So I would say Brother Bear.
Based answer. Truly. Brother Bear rules. My answer is also a TV show that just started its second season. We're a few episodes in. Is Reservation Dogs, also on Hulu.
Nice.
This show rules. Super funny, super well written, and surprisingly emotional in this second season. It's really maturing as a show. It centers around a group of Native American youths trying to make it out of the reservation. and it's really fun. It's really a good time. I enjoy watching it a lot, and it's the second season's coming out now, so I highly recommend tuning in. Yeah, well, I think that rounds out that questions. Thank you very much for the question, Mr. Heatherly. And without further ado, let's get back into the prey zone. So how do you follow up Prey? Right, Predator's a franchise. We all know there's going to be more Predator movies until the Earth freezes over. So is the next movie Prey 2? What other time period do you want to see a Predator movie in? Is my current question for you guys.
Mm,
Mm.
Kasey?
I mean, I was seeing some rumbling that within the like first credit scene, like the first going through the credits, within like the graphics, it kind of teases a Prey 2 because you have like kind of like this pan away from the tribe with the predator's head on the ground, and then they're looking up at the sky, and then you see like the lightning and a couple of ships come in. And I was like, oh, that would be interesting. Um, if that's like kind of how they do the second Predator movie, but sorry, the second Prey movie, but I just don't necessarily like. I feel like if we're already kind of finding the problem of, oh well, they can only do so much within this kind of like time period in this setting. Like the most powerful weapons are obviously like guns, but like how are you going to do that for another movie that's like 2 hours, an hour and 30? Um, Personally, I think it would be, I don't know, I really like the like colonial setting, but I feel like maybe this is a good question. Hold on. Charlie, do you have an answer? Because we can come back to me.
Yeah,
I have a
Yeah.
crazy answer.
Okay.
Crazy answer.
And I require payment from the Predator IP holders because this is going to make them so much money. So, there is a game that you can play right now that is set in Antarctica after a ship has been wrecked there. So you're like a crew of people. It takes place in like the 1700s. That was on an expedition to Antarctica. You crash your ship into an iceberg and you have to live on there. I want that, but there's also a predator.
Isn't that just
And-
the thing?
No, the thing is a research facility, James. Just because things take place in Antarctica.
Listen. I'm sorry.
different.
I think you're gonna get a lot of hate comments on this one.
Nope. Or here's the other idea. All right, you don't like that pitch because you're lame. Second pitch is it takes place on a fleet of naval ships. So it is Predator at sea the entire time. The Predator has stowed away aboard a fleet of naval ships and slowly goes from ship to ship, massacring the crew.
Like Alien, but they're on boats.
Like Alien, but they're on boats, and also there's multiple boats.
Okay.
Mm.
And
We'll
it
call it-
ends.
I got it. We'll call it Battleship.
Genius.
Nice.
Genius. And the movie ends by having the Predator be killed by a cannonball getting fired through his abdomen.
Ooh, I got it. They end it by they like break a hole in the hull of the ship, and the Predator gets sucked out by the pressure difference into the abyss outside the ship, like in the hit movie Alien.
No.
I would. This should be a recurring segment, movie pitch. I like it. I'm having fun.
Yes. Okay. I have my answer.
Okay.
Guys.
Yeah.
This answer is inspired or sponsored by The Woman King.
Oh, that yeah.
I feel like if we put the Predator in pre-colonial imperialism, pre-white Africa, I feel like they could really like. I feel like it would be really interesting and fun to watch because we have like several we'll have several like warrior tribes or warrior groups that who already kind of had somewhat unconventional ways of fighting, like with the Woman King. That's like an all female like led army, which was like super duper rare. I'm not like, I mean, it seems rare now, but it was super duper like, oh my gosh, okay, work. It was slay.
Slay, very slay.
Very slay. So I just feel like that would be really interesting to like put the predator kind of in like the African plains and see how that's gonna. Plus, depending on where you put him in Africa, there's so many different like biomes and settings and environments. So I feel like it would be really interesting.
Okay. All right. The two that I've been thinking of is I want like one idea is I want like verge of industrializing, like grimy Gilded Age, Europe or America. I don't know. But
Oh my God, Jack the Ripper is the predator.
Yeah.
LOL.
Or feudal Japan. I want like samurai versus predator. I think that one is less substance and more just like the aesthetic of it.
No, it's perfect.
I think this should be how we do predator movies from now on. Is just stick it in a different time and place. Because is it just one predator that just travels around? Because right now in the timeline,
no, it's a like species.
Because Naru beat the predator so badly that he didn't come back until like the 1970s. Right now,
for real.
He cut his head off. How did he get his head back on? Or is it a different predator?
It's a different predator. Like the predators it's like a species.
Yeah.
So I mean, depending on like from not having seen the movies, but kind of like doing a little bit of research, like essentially the predator's suit is something that it was originally going to be given to like Earth as like a gift, and then they just started straight up like killing predators. And so like predators, they're like, oh yeah, we're a species that we're trying to basically wipe out everybody else so that we're like the top of the food chain, right? So that's what I kind of like picked up on this movie, where it's like, okay, he's watching the mouse eat the insect, and then the snake eat the mouse, and then the predator is able to kill the snake. So obviously he's above the snake in the
listen, hey,
chain.
Predator, I don't think you have to worry. You're at the top. I don't think
you don't need to kill any more people.
This is excessive.
No, the predator's not at the top. The predator gets beaten all the time.
True.
I guess so.
And that's the thing. It's
somehow.
like you gotta prove that no matter what, the human race is always gonna beat out anything that you throw at us.
Very strange humanistic, human superiority messaging going on here.
Very.
What about Predator versus what? Predator versus who?
Yes.
We had Predator
really
versus Alien, right?
Yeah. Alien
Predator versus Alien
whooped the Predator, by the way. Alien
really?
destroyed the Predator. Yeah.
Interesting. How about...
I haven't seen the movie. I have seen the one action scene in which one alien kills two predators.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's what we're saying. It's a species. It's not just one.
Kasey, I'm not shocked that there are two predators.
I'm sorry.
I'm shocked that I understand that it's a species.
I apologize. I take my sass back.
Predator versus... there hasn't been a good creature feature like that I think could pose a match in a while. Predator versus...
Nope.
Predator versus Jean Jacket from Nope.
True.
Predator versus the creatures from
The Black Lagoon.
A Quiet Place.
I was thinking that. I thought about that. Predator versus Gypsy Danger.
Wins.
Predator versus Charlie with two coffee cups.
With
Predator
two
versus
mugs.
Gordy.
I'm unstoppable.
Charlie,
my God.
I could take the Predator. I could probably beat the Predator.
You give me two mugs? The Predator is getting like double mugged in the head.
I would
knocked out straight.
I would set up an elaborate Rube Goldberg machine where like a little marble runs down the track and knocks over some dominoes and swings a hammer. And
I want a serious discussion here. Who would win in a fight? The Predator or Macaulay Culkin's character from Home Alone?
How much prep time?
How much prep time?
A week of prep time. There is prep time, and the Predator is coming into the house.
Oh, okay. Into the house.
So wait, Harry and Marv, it's like if Harry and Marv were just replaced by the Predator.
How about, this just made me think of Home Alone is really rather, I'm surprised Phineas and Ferb never did a Home Alone. I think Phineas and Ferb would be great for a matchup with the Predator in this scenario. I just
really,
I just kind of thought of that one.
You think that Phineas and Ferb have the bloodlust in order to do that?
I know Isabella does.
They made a mech at one point. They made a Gundam once.
They did make they made the Treehouse Gundams
and they also made the Beak.
Yeah, but like Kevin from Home Alone has a bloodlust to him. Like he wants people to be in pain.
I think Phineas and Ferb would do what needed to be done. Like I think they would do it to protect their family, not out of like they wouldn't seek out violence, but if violence came to them, they would do what's right.
They'd find Perry's like mutilated body and be like, "Wow, this is their villain arc."
They would say, "Wow." They'd walk up and they'd go, "Wow,
wow." What are we gonna do today for?
Wait, what do they say when they find Perry in every episode? Oh, hi, Perry.
Oh, hi, Perry.
I don't think they say that. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, no, I was going to say you're just copying the room. Dr. Doofenshmirtz versus the Predator. Both technologically savvy killers.
Simply, he would just make a Predator kill-inator. So,
okay. Yeah, easy win for Doof.
Yeah.
Easy win for Doof.
Okay, no, I have a serious question now. I don't know. I've been seeing people give this movie like on letterboxd.com like 4.5 stars. And I just don't I don't know, I don't see it. Am I rating it on a different metric or do I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. I don't know why I don't like it. But I'm frustrated by my continual dislike of action movies. So
it's
I don't know
because
what's going on.
The things that you typically judge normal movies by in terms of quality don't apply to action movies. Like, the best action movies are just an excuse for really cool action scenes. And sometimes there's good plot interwoven into that. But like, let's take Bullet Train, for example. The whole premise... Sorry, my throat is awful today. Hold on, let me get some water and then I'll restart that. There we go. So for instance, let's take Bullet Train, right? The whole premise is that there are several different groups of assassins on a bullet train and they fight each other. And that's it. That's the entire movie. And it is awesome because it is just an excuse for all of them to fight each other in different ways and do really cool action scenes and have stuntmen do crazy stuff. And you just need to enjoy the moment and the execution of the stunts. Like, beyond... Basically, sort of just like substitute what you would consider plot for like stunt execution, and that's what I consider a quality action movie. So, like, there's very few cases where you get both of those together. Like, I think Die Hard is probably one of the best action movies of all time because it blends great stunts and set pieces with a really compelling story. But in really good action movies, oftentimes the plot is replaced by just badass action scenes. And if you enjoy that, then you can give something like Prey a 4.5 out of 5 stars and genuinely mean it.
I think I just have a hard time making that jump. Like I don't think I can make myself like genuinely go, I don't care about anything except for stunt execution. I don't know. I feel like I want to have it both. Like I want to have it's
not anything but stunt execution. It is that you still need to have good characters. You still need to have a good setting, good cinematography, good editing. Like you still need to have good all of that. But it's just that the main focus is not the plot. The main focus is not like this character is going through an arc. They are learning things. It is that this character is a badass and they will be killing people and it will be very entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know. Just by the sounds of that, I don't know if that's something I can do. I think I need something more to hold on to. Like I love great
intellectually challenged.
No, I like great action set pieces, but I just need to like the rest of the movie too. Like I need to care about the movie to get there. Um, I guess is what I would say. So maybe someday I'll find the perfect blend. Like it's not like anytime action happens in a movie, I'm like, this sucks. Right? It's like when the movie has nothing else but action is when I'm like, eh. So maybe I don't yeah, I don't know. The journey continues. We're gonna need to watch more movies to figure this out. But I
Fair.
think today has been an important step. I think I've recognized that I need some kind of like I need to be interested in a character or a plot for the action to work for me. And I think that's a good first step. And so we'll see where it goes from here. But do any of you guys have any final prey takes?
Not me.
Mm,
Just goes to show. Whoa,
yeah, I don't think so. Sorry.
yeah, it just goes to show how little there is to say about this
Nope,
6 out of 10
nope.
movie.
Wow.
Wait,
Okay.
wait,
Well,
nope.
actually, now I have something to say.
Wait, nope. Wait, we're talking about. Wait, nope. What do you have to say, Kasey?
I was doing within my little bit of research in preparation. I saw the gun that Naru picks up from the trappers actually appears in another Predator movie,
Oh, cool.
which I think is so cool. But the Predator has had the gun, so I also find that interesting. So I'm like, like how are they gonna bridge that,
I
or
guess. Yeah.
if at all, if they're gonna bridge that?
I guess
Because
we'll have to find out in Prey
yeah.
2.
I guess
I don't
so.
remember the gun. It's very possible that I've seen a movie with the gun in it, but it seemed like something that was meant to be a nod towards fans because they really held up like the gun and the name of the person on the gun to the screen.
Yes,
I-
yeah.
But yeah, if it is in another movie, I'm sorry that I've missed it.
Well, it's there's room for a Chekhov's gun joke in there, but it's not worth it. I think that might be everything for the Preycast. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed hearing me complain for an hour. And Charlie and Kasey try to have a good time. I really do hope you enjoyed this episode. We always have fun recording, and we hope that rubs off and that you guys like hearing us chit chat. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is by sharing it with your friends. Just drop them a link. We're on all major podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, I guess Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever. YouTube, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Drop a like and a comment to let us know how we're doing and what you thought about Prey as well. And if you'd like to support the show monetarily, you can become a patron at patreon.com/Socratic Cinema for as little as $1 a month. And you can find us on social media, like twitter.com @CinemaSocratic, where I do be tweeting. So always fun to have more folks chat with us on the socials. So thank you again so much for listening, and we'll see you next week with more movies.
Mm.
There will be
Much-
more of them.
Mm-mm.
Much to consider.
Numerous films.
Adios. Adi.
Adi.
Uh,